Donald Trump also paying tribute to the Queen. Quote, Melania and I are deeply saddened to learn of the loss of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We will always cherish our time together with the Queen and never forget Her Majesty's generous friendship, great wisdom, and wonderful sense of humor. What a grand and beautiful lady she was. There was nobody like her.
Fox News contributor Lara Trump joins us now. Lara, good morning to you. And we understand that you had the honor of meeting the Queen at Buckingham Palace during President Trump's time in office. What was that experience like, and how are you remembering her today?
Well, obviously, this is a very sad day, I think, for the entire world. I do want to take a quick second maybe to bring it up and say happy birthday to my mom, who's watching from Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina right now. But I can tell you, as a little girl growing up in North Carolina, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I would have an opportunity to visit Buckingham Palace as a guest and be in the company of Queen Elizabeth II. Just truly a dream come true, something that I never ever imagined would happen. I think so many people feel that way, but I think that I respected her as so many others did because she really represented what I feel is a bygone era, a time and a generation where people put duty and tradition in so many ways above themselves, and she certainly represented that. She had such an admirable devotion to her country, and so I can tell you, for all of us in the Trump family, that is something that was impressed upon us before we even went, and then to be there in her presence and in the company of the royal family was magical. And the dinner that we shared with the entire royal family, and obviously the extensions thereof, there were many people at the dinner. It was incredible and something that I'll never forget. And at the time, I was actually 7 months pregnant with my daughter, Carolina. And I remember very distinctly thinking, I'll one day be able to tell my daughter that she kind of, through me, had this incredible experience of being at Buckingham Palace, meeting the royal family, and something I'll never, ever forget.
Laura, that is so special. I love that.
Lara, as for your father-in-law, much has been made of his meetings with the Queen. And during the Jubilee coverage, we heard a lot of stories that while Donald J. Trump doesn't fawn over too many people in his life, he was particularly enthralled with the Queen. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I'd say that that's accurate. I'd say it's very true. You know, my father-in-law, during his time as president, but also his time as a businessman and the icon that he obviously is, has met many world leaders, has met famous people, you know, from all over the world. This was a particular highlight, I think, not just of his presidency, but something in his life, too, that he cherished and will cherish forever. He has such great respect for people like Queen Elizabeth, who, again, love her country so much and did everything she could throughout her life to dedicate herself to her country. I think he respected that. But for him, just like I think the rest of us, you know, this was the person who was the monarch of the United Kingdom his entire life. And so it was so special to have a person like that welcome him and welcome our entire family to their home and their country in the way that they did and that she did. And I can tell you that he will cherish that forever. That was certainly a big highlight of his presidency for him. I can tell you without a doubt.
Absolutely. And the former president closes out his statement saying, may God bless the Queen. May she reign forever in our hearts. And may God hold her and Prince Philip in abiding care. Lara Trump, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.